Sega. Dun, 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 dun. Hey guys, Steve-O here for Movies and TVs on the ball, and gotta go fast. I just watched the first 3 episodes of Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the 90s, late 80s, maybe early 90s TV show on that was kind of Saturday morning cartoon that was more kid friendly. It was about chili dogs, and this is the one that starred Urkel with the voice of Jaleel White Urkel. The the first the premise is pretty easy. It's a kid show, so it's more of it's kind of reminded me so much of the um, reminded me so much of the Roadrunner and Coyote Roadrunner story a little bit. You know, you had Sonic, who's the fastest one alive, and he basically he's got a plot to get like chili dogs or something, and Robotnik and the chicken and the drill guy are basically chasing him. The first pilot episode pretty much kind of clears everything out on the opening. We've got Sonic and Tails. They're they're around doing stuff, and the Dr. Robotnik basically, is chasing after them, and he comes up with a plan to have the most evil, diabolical kind of henchman with him, which is the robot chicken and the drill guy. And it's a kid show. From what I've seen, it's pretty much the plot is they're going to do something, go chili dogs, and to get sort of some MacGuffin, and Robotnik's basically going to find them, or and hunt them down. It is a Roadrunner type thing. And then there's always a Sonic Says, where we get sort of a, hey guys, this is the like sort of the moral of the lesson, moral of the story. It's like, hey, if there's a fire, first thing you need to do is call 911, but don't call 911 only in emergency. Don't call 911 only when you need an emergency. That kind of stuff. Or hey, when you feel, just remember to always wash your feet, wash your hands, and look before you cross the street, kind of stuff. And I kind of think that's kind of interesting. And I think maybe this was like in the early 90s, which was right around the 80s, when I think, from what I've heard, Reagan did a thing where they made cartoons more accessible for children if they basically have a kind of a lesson of the day. Animaniacs does this pretty well. It's like, wheel of morality, turn, turn, turn. The lessons that we should learn, and the moral of the story is today. So they do that kind of thing, but it's very much like, it's really fast. The animation is really good. I kind of wanted to watch this just to kind of get an idea of the Sonic character. You've got Dr. Robotnik, who is sort of the evil villain with the mustache. And he was sort of, I think in the, I think not until Dreamcast came out, they changed him to Eggman. And I think there's another Sonic show that deals with a dystopian future where they are, it's a lot more darker and grittier. I've seen bits and pieces of that show. There's like Robo Sonic, and I think it came out right around the same time as Sonic on Sega Dreamcast or Sega CD, so it had a kind of a more better look to it. But this is just, I thought this show was, for what it is, it's a pretty decent kids show. I like it. You kind of, after you watch about 5 episodes, you're either like, okay, we get it. You kind of hypnotized by it, but but if you watch them in a row, you kind of get like hypnotized by it. But the show works as sort of a pretty good gag. I give it a C. I mean, I mean, if I was probably 8 years old, I'd probably give it a B plus. But this show's pretty good for what it is. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Sonic the Hedgehog show. The other thing I kind of noticed is that Tails is a little bit more of like the kid sidekick, kind of the Robin to the Batman, if you will. And he, like, I think the first episode, he gets caught by the robot chicken and the drill thing, and Sonic kind of saves him. And I do like Jaleel White's voice as Sonic. I do like the fact that he does a lot of kind of funny things. Like, I think the first episode, he dresses up as a professor or a scientist and says, "I am the scientist. I am here working on this." So I mean, it's a pretty good kids show for what it is. It's got I think the second show is a lot more interesting and daring. Let's say it's what I think a lot of people expect the Sonic movie to be, is the new show. But this one's a decent show for kids, so I give it B plus for kids. Let me know if you saw the show growing up. Let me know if you were fans of this show. If you weren't fans, did you play the Sonic video game? Did you watch the other animated show that came out that was a lot more dystopian and had more cooler stuff, and the animation was a lot better? But I just kind of watched this just to kind of get geared up for Sonic, just to get the idea down. So let me know what your thoughts are on Sonic, the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And as always, like and subscribe, and Sega. See you later. Peace.